Sacramento Kings is going to end our recent skid. We went 2-5 as we approach the end of November here. Um, but it's good to see us beating up on a bad team such as the Sacramento Kings. Um, Basically, what I like about this is a team that we should have definitely taken care of business with. There's no beating around the bush here. Yes, they have a lot of young promising talent with Bogdanovich, Fox, Scalabrine, Harry Giles, Justin Jackson, but this is a game you should win. Maybe not by nearly this much, but that's besides the point. We played a well-rounded game today. Defensively, offensively, you can kind of see Zach Randolph going to work there on the younger guys, but everybody played well today. Everybody. You'll see the stats at the end of the game. Obviously, some people didn't play as well as others, but everybody has a contributing factor in a 105-67 lead with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Other than that, though, there's a lot to be excited about moving forward. But one move that I'm really looking to make sooner rather than later is trading Brewer, because he's not really playing a contributing factor on this team as a whole. He's not really playing a contributing factor on this team, and he's probably not going to, because I would much prefer to give guys like I'd much prefer to give guys like Ingram and Clarkson and Pope and Josh Hart and even Larry Nance Jr. to an extent his minutes. And it's not like he's getting a lot. He's getting some, but he's on an expiring deal. We're not going to bring him back. So we're at the stage where we might as well just see what we can get for him. I mean, really, that's what it comes down to. Another guy that we're probably going to look to trade sooner rather than later is Luol Deng, and he's just eating up money that could be used to sign a potential big-name free agent this year, like the Lakers intend to do in real life. So obviously trying to keep this as realistic as possible. It's going to be tough to trade a guy like Brewer and Dang, and it's their contracts and their trade value. It's just minimal. So there's a foul on Pope there, which is good because you're going to get to see a little bit of Luol Deng and Clarkson highlights. Luol Deng and Mozgov were both signed for those deals, I think 2 years back now almost. And neither of them really made sense at the time. And neither of them make sense now either, as Mozgov is on to Brooklyn, who was packaged with Russell for Lopez, which was a good move by the Lakers just to simply get a salary dump. Whether trading D'Angelo was a good move or not is yet to be determined. That really is all going to come down to how Lonzo progresses as a player. Clarkson's obviously another guy that we may look to trade. He's making a lot of money, and it's not that he's necessarily a bad player, but he has some value for a player that we may look to move that just simply doesn't fit on this team. So another guy, again, is Bogut. I mean, the signing doesn't hurt us because he makes dirt cheap money, but I probably won't bring him back. So it makes a lot of sense to just try and see what I can get for him. So as you can see here, we'll go through the stats from the other games. We're gonna finish this stretch at 3-5, obviously with a 117-73 victory over the Sacramento Kings here. And that's good because not that I necessarily want to completely tank. I kind of want to see what the ceiling is for a team of this caliber at this young of an age. But um, that's just a possibility. So Garrett Temple had a pretty good night for the Sacramento Kings, but that's not what we want to look at. Triple double for Lonzo Ball was something I was really excited about, even with the 3 of 19 shooting from the field. All of his field goals were threes, and then he was able to tag on 6 free throws. KCP and Lopez, you leading the way per usual. They're veterans on this group. They've been there and they've done that. So you expect those kind of performances from them. Kuzma with the double-double, a quiet double-double in comparison to what we've seen from Kuzma so far this year. And so you can see here, Brewer getting 3 minutes, not even putting up a single stat besides a turnover. So just not a guy that we really need to have on this team. So I will probably look to trade Corey Brewer at the end of this video potentially, or going into the next video. So we start here with this loss to the Wizards. Lopez 16 and 9, Clarkson 16, Ingram 14. Just a really horrendous night for Lonzo Ball as a whole, and it definitely reflected in the score. He took the most shots on the team with the exception of Lopez, but he only made 2 of them, and in the playmaking department he even lacked a little bit. Lonzo here 9, 8, and 5, a much more efficient night. Still not a lot of shots. It's just a confidence thing for him. And that's basically what I have to say about that game. A loss to the Phoenix Suns hurts. It's a team you should beat. Lonzo has a good game, though, with the exception of the field goal percentage, but not that 4 out of 10 is terrible. Again, Kuzma, Clarkson, and then just a bad night for Brook Lopez kind of reflected in a 9-point loss. Here, a loss to the 76ers, a much better team than us. Lonzo going up against Markelle. Actually did pretty good this game, and what really, again, Ingram not taking a lot of shots and only putting up 5 points. We've seen that a couple times now. Now we're able to bounce back and beat the Suns. Lopez has a good game again. Ball has a double-double. Kuzma goes for 10. Again, though, Ingram just not really wowing me so far this season. It has been much more focused on KCP and Lonzo. So Lonzo has a decent game here in a Rajon Rondo-esque game, and Ingram has a pretty good bounce-back performance. And then against the Chicago Bulls, a tough 2-point loss. Lonzo plays outstanding. You saw that on the upswing, and then that was before the game I just showed you against Sacramento, where he was able to put up a triple-double. Kuzma with a double-double, and again, just a weird night from Ingram. So what we're going to look to do now, though, is probably try to trade Luol Deng first. I know I said Brewer, and I'm not really looking to acquire that much salary. I'm kind of just looking for a dump. This would be a dump to get in Dorian Finney-Smith and Maxi Kebler. We can bring back Mozgov. Fareed with a first-round pick isn't the worst move in the world, but it just doesn't really fit our timeline. I'd probably just try to end up flipping Kenneth. I'd probably just try to flip Kenneth Fareed anyway. So we could either get Costa Koufis and Jakar Sampson. Doesn't particularly matter to me. Either way, it looks like you're giving up Thomas Bryant. Yes, I like Thomas Bryant. If I were to package Deng and Brewer together, maybe this can give us more of an offer in terms of what we're looking for. We can get Dorian Finney-Smith and Josh McRoberts. We can get Joe Harris and Mozgov, which I'm not going to do. It's this Mavs trade, really. It's just a salary dump. We get rid of Deng and Brewer, 2 guys that don't fit our timeline. I'm really just focused on getting rid of Luol Deng, and if Corey Brewer can go and make an impact somewhere else, by all means he can. If we get a second-round pick from the Mavericks, I'd be pretty happy. I know it's asking a lot. That's fine. I'll give him 2 future seconds. So, go over the transaction as a whole. League news. This is the trade as a whole. You see here we trade Luol Deng, Corey Brewer in a second, and another second for Dorian Finney-Smith, Josh Roberts, and another second. In terms of coaching game plans, we have 2 minutes to distribute out there. They're going to go to Larry Nance probably, and I'm going to take some minutes away from Bogut, try to get Thomas Bryant a little bit involved. So that's basically all for this video. Make sure you like and subscribe for great Lakers franchise content. I'm the Franchise Fanatic. I'm out of here. Peace.